Andrea's Pick is a community hangout where reclaimed, recycled, and reused materials combine with wine on tap for a truly green environment. Ah, that's music to her ears. You'll find this place among the condos and warehouses around Jack London Square. It's called Chop Bar.
Chop Bar in West Africa is a place where people go and hang out and they eat and they drink, and we wanted to create a place similar to that for the locals to enjoy themselves. My name's Chris Bastina, and I'm the owner of Chop Bar with Lev Delaney. We have beers on tap, most notably Linden Street Brewery. We also feature wine on tap. We have 2 whites and 6 red wines.
We want our food to reflect a sense of place. We live in Oakland, Northern California, so we draw on that. We buy whole animals, we butcher them down at our production kitchen, we make our own charcuterie, we make our own sauerkraut. We're working on getting outside the corporate food system, doing everything house-made and buying direct whenever possible. And I think that's going to give people an emotional connection that they're going to remember. You know, I like to think that if someone was visiting Oakland from another country, they could come here and get a really good feel of what the food is like in this area.
We want people to come to Chop Bar and feel like it's an extension of their house, an extension of their living room or dining room, and a place where they could go and see and meet their friends and people who live in the neighborhood.
Now, Andrea, Chop Bar is sort of a West African term for, you know, a place where you hang out, kind of like Cheers.
Yeah, it's supposed to be sort of this roadside stand where people can get anything from a good cup of coffee in the morning to a really good cocktail or a glass of wine late at night. Somebody brought me there for brunch, and their brunches are amazing. I had baked eggs with a roasted tomato red pepper sauce and a great cup of coffee, and I was hooked. And these guys have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and the wine on tap program.
All right, before we get into the food, because this is a wine crowd, I love you guys, you know that. Let's talk a little bit about that, because you, as I mentioned, write for Bay Area Bites, and it's quite a trend in the Bay Area to do wines on tap.
Well, there's less waste,
yes,
and there's less overhead for the owners, so that's passed on to the customers. It's fresh. You know, wine by the glass often might have been opened the night before, and it's local. Everybody talks about local ingredients for restaurants, for food, but often not for wine, and we have such an amazing wine industry in California. A lot of these wineries are urban wineries that are right around the corner.
Right around the
Chop
corner,
Bar.
JC Cellars and all that.
Not a lot of carbon emissions to bring, you know, the wine over and fill up the keg.
And since we're on the issue of drinks, I have to say that this place has a great bar. I mean, that bar takes up almost half the restaurant, but the bartender does a great job. I had a basil gimlet.
Those are great.
Oh my God, with cucumber vodka and lime juice and who knows what else was in there, but it was good, whatever it was. That was one of the best drinks I had ever had.
I went with these handcrafted cocktails, and I'm not usually a cocktail guy, and they came up with this great suggestion. I had so much fun there.
Yeah, and they have drinks like hot, you know, hot teacher or something.
Don't stop believing.
Don't stop believing.
Hot for teacher.
It's a family show.
Well, I know service usually comes with like a smile and a lot of tattoos, which I like about it too. But all the cocktails are you know, they use fresh juices, and I think that makes a big difference.
They mix everything there, and I asked, and our server was great. She really got into it. It was just a fun service, a fun vibe there.
And what about the food? When you go, what do you get?
I love the burger. I mean, the best thing for me is a good burger with avocado and homemade aioli sauce, a little bacon. I've had the meatloaf there before that's really moist and crunchy on the outside, and a really creamy garlic mashed potatoes, so good comfort food. And they're doing great things with salmon right now. You know, it's the best season like in forever for king salmon right now.
I had the salmon.
Oh, good.
And it really was among the best I've had. I would rank it right up there with some of the great salmon I've had from Seattle and Vancouver.
Really?
That fresh, that flaky, that delicate. And it had the perfect accompaniments. It had some onions, some peas, some carrots. So they were all good friends of the salmon without overpowering the salmon. It was a really good dish.
And obviously you drank your dinner maybe? Because you didn't
we were on the topic of drinks. We were on the topic of drinks.
You had food then.
I can leave the table right now.
You're liking all this estrogen around you. Admit it, Raj.
The food, I really, first of all, I love the vibe of this place. It was kind of Oakland hipster to me, with just this really cool menu. When people say, oh, you have to have the burger, it's really good, it's really good.
Yeah.
Well, they
that
use
burger is
really premium
phenomenal.
meat. They use Acme bread.
And we had the oxtail poutine there.
I've always wanted to try that.
Yeah.
The oxtail like comes on French fries and this
It's
whole
poutine,
thing,
yeah.
right?
It's oxtail on the French fries. The flavor was great. Mussels, I've had mussels before. We had the mussels. I've never had mussels with that flavor. One thing that disappointed me there, though, and I was surprised, was the ribs. But everything else really was a big thumbs up.
Well, my friend that I went with, he had the pork confit, and that was good. It looked so good. I had to have a try. The pork itself was great. The flavors were wonderful, but the star was actually, I thought, underneath the pork on a bed of polenta. Some of the creamiest, tastiest polenta I've ever had. And I'm not even that huge a fan of polenta, but they do it right.
Yeah, with I think a little fiscalini cheddar on it.
Yes.
And they do these monthly pig roasts, which again are local. They're in the community, and they have local organic ice cream folks come, and fire pizza, brick oven type pizza folks come. So that's kind of another cool local
Did you
thing
save
to
room
do.
for dessert on this one?
I did. We had butterscotch pudding, which was really good with a little bit of cocoa nibs on it and whipped cream. Did you
Anything
guys
with
try?
cocoa nibs is good.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It really made it for me. I'd like a whole bucket of that. Wow.
We have something called the Boozy Woozy shortbread pudding, and that lives up to the fun name. That is a party in the mouth. It is really fun. And you know what I like about the place especially is the decor. It has a great cozy neighborhood feel to it.
That's a garage door with glass
is
that
that
they
what it
open up
is?
when the weather is nice.
I mean, it's a really welcoming space.
And one thing, and I believe, unless it's changed, unless you have a party of 6 or more, there's no reservations. So that's one thing
But there's cocktails.
that there's cocktails.
and
Wine on tap.
grab a seat at the bar. That's often the best
There you
spot
go.
to eat.
All right, this is your spot. Give us a quick wrap up, Andrew.
If you're looking for a great place to hang out and good eats and a really great local wine list and good cocktails, Chop Bar's the place.
All right, Andrew.
If you're looking for a great place to relax with friends and also a fabulous place to feed that big appetite, come in hungry because it is comfort food at its best.
All right, and Raj.
I love the vibe of Jack London Square, and especially this restaurant, a unique menu, and that's it. Double thumbs up on my end.
All right, if you would like to try Chop Bar, it's on 4th Street at Alice near Jack London Square in Oakland. The telephone number is 510-834-2467. It's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day with brunch on the weekends. Reservations are accepted for parties of 6 or more, and the average tab for dinner without drinks is around $20.